Real. Who wrote the Bible? Who wrote the Quran? Nah, baby.
Discovering the world before this world, buried in time. Uncovered with rhymes. It's no real. We gonna know it. We growing wiser, and we just growing down. In the reforms.
Son, what are you doing up so late, ma'am? Isn't it almost 3 a.m. over there? Why are you still awake? Uh-oh. Look at that. I am not alone. Thought I was alone. But they have to come check on Dave. They gotta come check on Dave. They gotta go, where did Dave go? Yeah. Fuck ass up out of here, man. This is a dead end. So I came to a dead end, right? I felt weird. I woke up, I'm feeling weird. I'm just like, man, let me go to a dead end and see who comes to the dead end to see where I'm at. See? It's a dead end. There's nothing there. So I like to see who follows me around. It's little small little things you can do. Or you could be like, no, that was totally random, Dave. But then what you'll do is you'll start adding up all the randomness of things that happen particularly to you. Like, maybe that's not so random. Little woke me up. She was making the little noise of, let me go and walk around, please. So I brought her over here to this dead end to let her walk around. It's 12:30 on the West Coast. That's nice. God bless Gavin Newsom. Look how we woke up. That means the universe is trying to tell us something, son. You woke up between 3 and 5 a.m. The universe is trying to tell you something. Earlier today. Are you done? Are you done? Are y'all done? Well, please, by all means, come back into the car. It is cold out there. Lily, come on, man. Well, we survived another day living in the car. The girls are still healthy. Waiting for me after I do a 8 to 9.5 hour shift. Of course, they get breaks in between these shifts. As do I. We take our breaks together. Came to the dead end, and fucking 5 minutes later, a car came into it. Rare dead end. Right, it's the dead end of a shopping center. Today, me and Summed were talking about some guy that likes to run up on police and record them. And, I guess people don't like his, people don't like the way he portrays himself to be, like his vernacular, his attitude towards things. Did it? Went down some. Right. The way he carries himself, his vernacular, everything. All those things are considered a style. The way you walk on planet Earth, right? Just like some people don't like the way I walk on planet Earth. But the bottom line is you got to question these things. Is he hurting anyone? Is he stealing from anyone? Pillaging and plundering. Or is he just running up on some guys that dress in a uniform and make them feel uncomfortable from time to time? He runs up on guys and he makes them feel uncomfortable sometimes, and people feel like he should be punished for that. That too should let you know that our country isn't what it used to be. When you want a guy to be punished because you don't like the way he talks, you don't like the way he walks, and you don't like the fact that he does illegal things, like they're totally lawful. You don't like that. Where's your bloodline a part of the 3% that actually took up arms against King George because they didn't like the way he was, taxing us? So they rebelled. And you know what people thought of the people that rebelled? People thought that they were crazy. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just go read writings from back then. They're still around. Just go read how people thought. People didn't, only 3% agreed and said, yeah, we got to do something about these fucking tyrants. Everybody else said, oh no, I don't like that person. Look at Paul Revere running through the fucking town screaming the redcoats are coming. That motherfucker's crazy. Look at him. He's riding on his horse, going through the middle of town, screaming the redcoats are coming. Just go back to bed, dear. And so now there are other people that do these things. And anybody that doesn't think that the government is very large now and they have a certain want to not be, talked to while they're in the course of taking someone's money from them. People look at it like, oh no, that's completely allowed. It's written, it's legislation. And if you can't muddle that water with, in hindsight, the person was going 5 miles over the speed limit trying to get to work because they were late. And now they're going to be later right? It's a form of just get in line, don't talk too loud, keep walking forward, mind your business. We live in a police state, man, and if you can't see it or don't know it, and then people that step out of that norm of just shutting the fuck up and doing what the fuck the cop says, people step out of that norm, they're looked down upon or they're looked as, crazy. People that don't live in fucking houses, live on the planet the way they want to. It's not the right thing to do. I don't know, maybe it's just a different frequency. Yes, I burned myself. Just kidding. Oh, fuck, man. And then we're bombarded with all this shit. So you had a bridge fall down over there, and then bridge fall down over there, and then an earthquake fall down over there, and then a solar eclipse go through there. Signs above as below? No, Dave, these are all coincidences. You're thinking too much into it, Dave. Hey, shout out John Paul O, man. I love you, cuz. I miss you, boy. My little cousin John Paul Ortiz died this year. Died a few months ago. I talked about that on one of the lives. Everybody loses somebody, man. Shout out to your loved ones, man. We're having random thoughts at 1 a.m. Mountain Time. Yeah, but you don't like Chili because of how he talks, though, son. Like, what if you actually sat down with him? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people, y'all were sitting down, and I don't know, maybe you wouldn't like him because you have to have that kind of a personality to even be able to stand up to a cop, man. You know how quickly I do it. Like, just on a random, I'll talk to a cop or whatever, because, it happens from time to time in my life. Just, because, it's a weird thing, because this motherfucker got on cuffs that can cuff you. He could spray you with one of his fucking things, shoot you with the taser, or, bang you with the fucking, he can whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an intimidating thing, and these motherfuckers know that. You don't think that they have psychological evaluations on how they dress? Like, okay, what is this gonna do to our society? You don't think they've done studies like that? We were playing pickleball the other day, and a couple of fucking college kids came in, and they were doing a little psychological in-class study on our pickleball group. Like, they're sitting there watching us and, commenting on all, writing down all kinds of things, what we wore, who wore this or who wore that, how that made them act in particular. Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's a thing. So, yeah, there are going to be people like that in the world that have that kind of personality. Some do probably have that kind of personality. Right? Little has that kind of a personality. I think she wants water. All right, we have to go drive and get water, dude. Let's drive and go get water, guys. Okay? Who loves you the most? Daddy does. Who loves you the most? Should never be punished. Motherfuckers relished in that. A dude got arrested and sentenced to jail. I mean, you gotta really break that down, son. A dude got sentenced to jail for recording a cop. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck, man, about the woulda, shoulda, coulda, or the what ifs. What if my little sister had balls? She'd be my little brother. That's what we used to say back in my day. What if my little sister had balls? She'd be my little brother. You know, we could do the what if game all fucking day long. The facts of the matter is a motherfucker went to jail for recording a punk ass cop. For real. Bottom line, that's all he did. What did he do? You know, you can add all those little bitty, oh, well, the cop was doing a traffic stop. Did he end the traffic stop? Well, yeah. Well, then what the fuck are we crying about here? We don't want people running up to cops or thinking that it's okay to walk up to a cop and record them. We don't want people thinking that that's okay. So we're going to fucking do a psychological, right? We know that this guy has 500,000 motherfuckers that follow him and watch him. We're going to do a mass psycho fucking fuck right now. We're going to psycho fuck these guys. How are we going to psycho fuck these guys? We're going to lock this fool up. We're going to lock his ass up for the maximum that I can lock him up for. For real? For real. Okay. I got you. I'm the judge. I got you. All right, babe? Who's babe? That's her husband. Okay, babe, I got you. Don't fucking worry about it. We're going to lock this bitch ass motherfucker up. We're going to show him not to fuck with us. And people can't see through that because you're hung up on the way he talks. Come on, man. You don't think they fucking do that? Take it from somebody that did 8 years in the system. Flat years. Going in and out of courts. Watching them, listening to them. Watching the judge go, hey, bailiff, go out there in the courthouse and find me 12 people, please. Wait, hold on. That's going to be the jury selection? The bailiff is going to go do that? Yeah, the bailiff's going to go do a jury selection real quick. He's going to pick out who he needs. I've seen it done, man. You don't got to take my word for it either. Because, I could be lying to you. I could be lying to you about the judge telling their bailiff to go out there and find some fucking schmucks that work here to be my jury real quick. This guy requested a jury. So that's how we're going to do him. Where's his lawyer? Well, his lawyer's standing right there. They all know each other. And it takes a certain kind of personality to go against that grain, so to speak. It takes a certain kind of personality to go, hey, man, this ain't right. And the majority of motherfuckers don't got that kind of personality. Majority of people will just bow down and say, you're right, I'm sorry. You know what I'm talking about? Right. Now let's go in here, guys. You have to refill the water container. Circular motion 1998. Last shot to win a game, Kobe or LeBron. Wow. He throws in random questions of nothingness. And what does the game do? Does the game save thousands and thousands of lives? Are thousands and thousands of lives on the brink? Or is one of them going to die? You know, the ancient Aztecs, they had this game that they would kick a ball through a hoop that hung on the side of a wall. You know what happened to the loser? They died. They got killed. You know, so does it fucking matter? Last shot? No, it doesn't. Agua? Agua. Thank you. Water. ¿Cómo le va? Todo bien. We're doing water, guys. We made sure that it was okay first. We made sure that it was okay to get the water first. And your little sister's your little sister, son. It's not your little brother. Don't live in fantasy land. Little sisters are little sisters, and little brothers are little brothers. That's funny. No, me and my little sister used to do shit together that would make it be like my brother. Thank you, sir. Have a good night, my friend. I'll see you later. Get some coffee. Right now, we're not doing coffee. It's starting to snow. Holy shit. Another snowstorm. I'm in the Toyota. I need to jump back in the big truck. Back up, baby. I got you right here. I got you. I know exactly what you wanted. And you know exactly what I went in there and got. We want to run the heating systems. Back up, back up, back up. Pita, back up. Come on, Lily. Why does Lily get to go first? Because Lily was the main one asking for it. And I've changed her name. I may slip a little bit and call her Little, but her name is Lily now. Because she is not little. Lily's not little. Lily is going to be a Lily. We're thirsty. We fell asleep like around 4. We fell asleep like around 4 p.m., you know what I'm saying? And everybody woke up wanting to drink something. Back up. Let your daughter get some more. But as you can see, the girls are they still got fat butts. See that? You're supposed to see bone, but I feed them too much, so you can't see their bone. Especially Tita. Tita! You're fatty girl, babe. Tita! That is my puppy. They just allowed me to get Discovery. Well, actually, I just filed. No, son. You know, my dad is married to a man. That man is not my stepmother. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make my dad my mom. He's just my dad that's married to a man. And the man, well, he's a guy married to my dad. You know, no offense, but I got the same kind of shit going on in my family. You know, I won't reinvent titles. If you want to be another dad, that's fine. My little sister, Nicole, because we have the same father, out of the 6 of us that my mom had, me and my little Nicole sister, right? We grew up with Eloy. Eloy's a gay man. How'd he end up with 2 kids? He was confused in the beginning. I don't know. So Eloy, as he likes to be called, everyone else calls him Eloy. But Eloy finally ends up with this man. Obama said you guys can get married. They got married, right? Nicole, my little sister, calls Dan Daddy Dan. And they're her 2 dads. Me, I don't get involved with all that. Eloy's my dad. Eloy's married to Dan. That's his husband. I don't want to... And that's me. Not that I hate him. Actually, I don't like Dan. And that's not because he's gay. I don't like Dan because Dan says he's not gay. Because Dan likes to fuck women every now and then. Right? They got some weird shit going on. They got some weird shit going on over there in that part of the world. I actually woke up one time and saw Dan fucking around with a chick that I used to fuck with. Like, I woke up and they're fucking around with each other. Eloy's asleep in the other room. Weird shit. So, Dan, I don't really like him. Not because he's pretending. Yeah, because he's pretending. I don't like him because he's pretending. You know what I'm saying? He's pretending to be gay. Why? Because my dad retired from the phone company, and my dad gets a lot of benefits from that retirement. He can't leave to his children, but he could leave to his spouse. You see the hustle? That's why I don't like Dan. That's why I don't get involved in all that shit. And my dad, he wouldn't listen to that. Oh yeah, drama. My dad wouldn't listen to any of that. So me and Eloy had a falling out because he takes the word of this dude, even though he showed tendencies to my dad, right? Because I've seen them arguing before, and he would talk about how, Dan, you're my queer. But you could be straight with whoever you want. It was the weirdest conversation. They were both hopped up on shit and drunk. It was the weirdest conversation. I think they forgot I was even there. I was just watching them. I was just like, holy shit. The minds of these people. The mind. I'm telling you, man. It's a fucking scam, bro. It's a scam. They see it, you know? And these motherfuckers will confess it because they have to. In order to continue to do it, what they're doing, they have to reveal it. It's a cosmic truth, or it won't work. The lie and the deceit won't work. It'll end up falling apart. So they let you know. They let you know what they do. So that way it can continue the hustle. So Dan, fuck that dude, man. And not because he's pretending to be a homosexual that married Eloy for his fucking benefits when Eloy dies. He just probably didn't think Eloy was gonna live that long. But we do. So we'll see what happens with that. God, it fucking makes my stomach turn to even think of those motherfuckers, man. And not because they're into that kind of shit, but because they're into that kind of shit, you know? Like some Diddy type shit, you know? I'm dead ass serious, man. I'm dead ass serious. I remember one time I walked into that house, right? Everybody's doing drugs and getting fucked up. And I walk into that house, and Dan has a small child on his lap. And Dan goes, I don't know what the fuck that he was telling me. Dan has a kid on his lap. And Eloy goes, Dan, stop it. And that was the end of that conversation. It was the weirdest fucking shit, I swear to God, fool. I had to get up out of there, man. I had to get up out of there. How did I get up out of there? I got on my bicycle and rode away. That's it. Kept on pedaling. Didn't stop. Ended up in Galveston. That was a part of my life. So that's what they do, man. They sit there and they do things like that, you know. At least that guy does. And you know, I don't. Small little part of the shit that we see, you know. And they'll try to reverse the role. They'll try to say something else. Get the fuck away from me before my dog start barking at you, broski. All right, back to where I wanted to be. Yeah, it's gonna be you. He probably was telling me I can go park on the side, but I don't even want to be around here, really, honestly. There's too much traffic going on. And this is why it's odd when people come around me. Let me show you why. See the streets? The streets are fucking dead here, dude. This is why I like this area. This is why I like small town USA. There ain't nobody around, man. There ain't nothing happening out here. Of course. And the whole while, they're fucking smoking crack, smoking meth, and fucking bitches. All the while they're saying that they're gay. And that's Dan. That's how Dan does it. Dan likes to smoke meth and he likes to smoke crack. Dan likes to smoke meth and crack so much that he lost his second set of adult teeth. Like, you know how you get a first set of teeth, then you get a second set, like these, right? And he lost these sets. And then he got another set of fake ones, implants, right? That motherfucker thinks his shit don't stink. Fuck that fool. Dan, if you're watching, because that's one thing he told my dad. That's one thing Dan, too, he was a little computer fucker, right? And he showed me how he had all of his people's, where he worked, they all had a phone from the work. And that phone system went through his laptop. So he got to see everybody's text messages, phone calls that they were getting from, who they were getting them from. Like, he got to see all that shit. And he showed it to me. He was like, yeah, man, woo woo. And so what did that make me think? I was like, oh, he's probably doing that to the family. This motherfucker's probably totally doing that to the family. Finding out everything that they look at on that phone. And this was back in 2013. So, you know, the technology's only gotten better. Little apps that they have. And you motherfuckers that are watching, you guys know that I'm not lying because I'm sure you know about things like that. Networking the phone system for your job. And so he monitors that shit. Right? He monitors it, Dave. He monitors the fuck out of that fucking activity, bro. There ain't no doubt in my mind, man. So, Dan, if you're watching, eat a dick. I remember one time Dan wanted to chess box me, right? Chess boxing is when two guys stand toe to toe and they punch each other in the chest as hard as they can to see who could fold first. Dan wanted to do that with me. I guess he wanted to see where he stood on the toughness area with Eloy, Eloy's son, someone he was fearful that would protect Eloy from the abuse, right? Because Dan would beat up Eloy. Eloy would come to my tattoo shop and I would see Eloy fucked up in the face. I mean, fucking just beaten. And I would look at Dan and Eloy would go, Dave, don't say nothing. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to say anything. You know, you're reminding me of a fucking housewife right now, though. And I guess that's what you wanted to be, right? So, you know, if you can't stand up for yourself and walk away from a motherfucker, I ain't got no, you know, you are still a man, even though you're homosexual, right? You can see that what's happening is wrong, right? So Dan beats up Eloy. He beat him into where Eloy don't say shit no more about the things that Dan does. Here, go out, check it out. I like waking up around this time. It's pretty cool because I pretty much got the town to myself and my girls could just run in random areas where we normally don't just run. Due price. I don't know what you're saying. I'm so glad that I don't know what you're saying. I'm so glad that you have used a word that I've never heard before. And that's probably because I don't hang around in that kind of a social setting, you know, to where I want to know these words. I pass due price because I grew up in that household, kind of an household, a homosexual, abusive household. So that's all I know of it. You know, I can't tell you of a loving homosexual household. I can't tell you of that because I've never seen it. I can only tell you what I've experienced. Eloy was a homosexual as far back as I knew. At me as a child. Eloy is my father. Eloy They say he was homosexual back when he was a teenager, but he ended up marrying my mother. He broke up that marriage. You know, Eloy had me with a woman that was married, right? So, I don't know what you're saying. All I'm saying is that Eloy, hoo-wee, man, he's fucked up. So is Dan. He's fucked up too. But Dan is probably an implant. It's probably a plant into my family to break it up. You know, because that's what people do that are upset about things and that have money and influence and they know people. They can do things like that to you. You know, billionaires can put people into your life and pay them to be there, especially if you make any kind of rift or you do any kind of thing that's, you know, goes against the norm. If you're brave enough to stand against something, they'll fucking take you and your family out. Don't think they won't, brother. They've been doing it for fucking centuries. Why would you think it stopped now? It only gets even worse now because there's ways of them to spray you with something and then you fucking have a heart attack. They'll drive by you and spray you with something. They'll miss you with something, or they'll hit you with a frequency. You don't have to believe me, man. Just a crazy person that lives in his car. Human nature will never ever change. So, is Dan your dad or Eloy? Eloy is my father. Eloy is my father that had me with Rose. You know? Eloy allowed Dan into the family. Right? Dan was somebody that Eloy would fuck before they got married, before they got real, right? I would go over there and, you know, because my dad liked to do coke, and this was back when I used to fuck with coke. And he'd be like, son, bring me a little 6-pack of coke. And I'd bring my dad a 6-pack of coke. And that's the first time I ever saw Dan. He was hanging out with my dad. I brought him a 6-pack of Coca-Cola. And I was like, and Dan ain't had no grill. He had like 2 or 3 teeth. There was another part of his grill that was gone. And then as time progressed, Dan became more and more of a thing. And then next thing you know, Obama, and now they're legally bound through legal contract. Because, you know, us humans, we need legally binding things. It's not enough that we say to one another, I want to be with you and only you, and I'm not going to fuck with nobody else but you. That's not enough. Person having fucking couth and standing behind their word, that's not a thing anymore. You need a legally binding contract because people don't give a fuck anymore. They don't care that they don't stand behind their word. They don't care about that shit. So you need a legally binding contract. And that makes it real. All your legalities, right? Because your natural state, your natural want, your natural points of view towards being with someone and staying there and working through all those things, those aren't valid enough. Hi, are you done? Okay. Hello. Hi. How was it? I don't know. They don't look distressed or they don't look neglected or cruel to, you know. Hi. Would you like another sip? Holy shit, Ethan. Your fart stinks, dude. You want some? No? What about you? You want some? They want to lock me up for neglect and cruelty. Fuck. Yes, they do. They want to lock me up for being neglectful and cruel. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. Howling Phoenix. Okay, so Howling Phoenix, these conversations start with random thoughts and then just letting them come out to you guys. And then I'll go off of your questions. We first started talking about, because Summed, my channel mod, actually my channel managing moderator, she's the top moderator for the channel. We have communications besides this, right? So Summed, we started talking about Chili DeCastro earlier today, or earlier in the stream. Everybody knows who Chili DeCastro is, I take it, because Chili DeCastro has like 500,000 people that watch his videos, okay? Chili DeCastro was incarcerated for recording a cop. Regardless of how he carries himself, right? Chili DeCastro is not a fucking criminal, man. Like, I can listen to this fool and I know that this motherfucker is not someone that will hurt someone. A criminal. And he records police because he knows that police walk around with the sense of entitlement. And even this channel, you'll find videos where I run into these cops and they feel like they're above reproach. Don't question what I'm trying to do. Like the animal cruel, and I'm going to use that in court when I go to show that she was maliciously doing her job, because she wrote me a ticket for not giving her my ID as she gave me back my ID. You know what I'm saying? So Chili DeCastro goes out and he knows that the majority, 95%, 98%, and that's being generous, 98% of these cops in these uniforms, they think they're better than you. They just do, man. They think they're better than you. That's why they don't have friends. They don't hang out with people. It's hard for them to start conversations. It's hard for them to do shit like this. Talk about things and interactions and childhood interactions and shit that's going on that may or may not be relevant. They can't talk about that kind of stuff because they feel that they're better than you. So does the Supreme Court. Terry versus Ohio gives a cop the right to disregard your fourth and your fifth for officer safety. Because the officer is so scared, he puts that fucking vest on and that gun on. He's so scared. I'll tell you what, if I was scared to do a job, I wouldn't fucking do it. If I was scared to climb up that fucking derrick and be a derrick man, anybody know what a derrick man is? It's the guy that fucking hands the guys the pipes. He's 200 feet in the air and he's grabbing the pipes and he's fucking moving them into position 200 feet up. If I was scared to do that job, which I am, I'm not going to do that fucking job. If I'm scared to get on that boat and go crabbing, I'm scared that, it's a high possibility I'm going to fall off this fucking boat, drown. I'm not going to get on the fucking boat and go fish. Bottom fucking line. I'm not going to cry about it because what you don't see is that they're taking away a freedom from you behind fear. Like they do everything else, because motherfuckers are so scared to cross into the next realm. You're so scared to lose something. You cry, you fucking mourn it. Good morning. No, babe, there ain't nobody out there. Chill out. You're not going back out there, no way. Because if there is a fox, I'm not going to let you chase the fox. No, Lily. No. It is a projection. Very good. You say projection in a negative connotating way. I don't care that I'm projecting. All I know is that if I'm scared, if I'm scared of a motherfucker, I'm not going to do something to hinder him. If I'm scared of you, I'm not going to walk up to you and ask you questions. But because they feel that they're entitled, that's what they do, man. And then they'll use that fear to control the situation. Because I'm fearful, I'm going to control this situation. Because you scare me. Please don't break a window. Hey, don't break anything, please. So, you know, and people fucking, and that goes back to my whole, we started getting into the 3%. What's the 3%? 3% of the United States population, or the United Colonies, or the colony population, the first original 13 colonies, only 3% of those people actually fought to make the United States a country. Everybody else said that the motherfuckers are crazy. So that's how we get into these conversations. Because we talk about things that are relevant now, and then you can actually put them side by side with historical facts. Paying your fucking car registration fee. Why do you do that? Why do you register your car every year? Why wouldn't you just register it once, and then if you ever sold your car to someone else, then it gets re-registered? Why do you register it every fucking year? Because you're paying a fucking king's tax to ride on the highways. Are they the best highways? Do they have potholes? Huh? And then you got motherfuckers, you got the people in the police cars or the state trooper cars, and they'll stop you. And if you don't pay that king's tax, you're going to get taxed even more. And things will be held at ransom. And you look at it because they put a different word. You look at it differently. Because they call it registration. They don't call it a king's tax. They just named it differently. You fall in line with it. You go, okay. Now, do I have? Of course I pay the registration fees. I don't want to get fucking bothered. Right? I don't want to get fucked with. Hold on, there's another car that just came in. I love it, dude. These motherfuckers. Anyways, so that's how they're all relevant and same shit. But nobody wants to take it and think back like, wow, that is kind of the same. You got in your buggy, right? You're going into town, right? And then another person on a horse, or 2 or 3 people with swords, right? They had the royal crest on their fucking blanket that they had on top of them, right? They got the royal crest, and they stop you and they say, you owe a tax right now to get to the store. You owe a tax. Yeah, you owe a tax. Yes, back up. Wow, Mike. You know what's sad? That you can't naturally think like that. Like, it actually takes you to get onto some type of drug to actually let your mind go. And that's a lot of people, man. That's not just you, Mike. It's a lot of different people. They have to pop some type of, right, in order to have a free thought. Because you're so closed in, you're so boxed in, you're so controlled, that's what it takes for you, Mike. It takes a drug to release you. And now you know why people become addicted to drugs. It's a sense of wanting to be free from something. So I get it. I understand why you would, but no, I I don't do hard drugs, Mike. I do water, coffee, and a little bit of THC every now and then. More CBD ratio to the THC ratio. But we don't have money for that. We don't have money to, especially with taxes on property, taxes on vehicles. And did you know if you own vehicles, you have to have them all registered or it'll be a problem. So, yeah, I got too many vehicles that require taxings and insurance. So, no, we don't do hard drugs like that, brother. Sorry to... WWFU, I love your streams. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you giving me some of your time, because that's all we really have that's of any, it's your moment, this moment. Let's see, what else? Is it? No, it's not. It's 2:20 summed. Oh, where you are. You've crossed into 420 realm. So you're time traveling, summed. That's right. Don't worry, Howling Phoenix. Summed is time traveling right now. Like when you're in an airplane. Did you know that they discovered when you're in an airplane, you're moving so many seconds faster, like 0.002 or something like that, towards something. So they say, in a sense, it's something like time travel. These are just all random little studies that I might come across and read or listen to. They approved my account. Okay, so this is another thing that blows my fucking mind. So they got this evidence, right? And the law is if they have evidence that they're going to use against you, they have to give you that evidence. That's the law, right? Okay, so what they have done now is, see, this is why people hate the fucking government, because when it suits them, they could use the law and just use it and enforce and grab and file and do all this shit. But when it's on us to file or request things, we have to pay for them, even though it's lawful, and they have to follow the law and give it to you, right? So I've just been approved to have an account to pay for discovery. I just been approved to have an account to pay for discovery. It's a 2-step process because they want to know if you're serious or not, right? The first step is you have to apply. You have to grovel. Excuse me, prosecuting attorney, may I please have an account with you? And then after I please have that account, I will pay you to give me a digital email of the shit that you have or gonna use against me to convict me of cruelty and neglect. Hold on, baby. There was the police. I gotta make sure the police ain't around. You can give me a ticket for letting y'all run around. Dog at large. Can't let your dog run off leash, guys. I don't give a fuck if your dog is well behaved and doesn't fight or doesn't bite. You're not allowed to let your dog walk off leash. I got into a little argument with someone because I had my girls on a leash and we were walking, and this person had their dog off leash, and the dog wanted to come up to my dogs and meet my dogs. And my dogs aren't friendly. Hence the leash. Or running at fucking 2:20 in the morning. Letting them run about 2:20 in the morning. And that person got mad because I got upset. I was like, dude, put your fucking dog on a leash, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? My dog doesn't want to meet your dog. What are you talking about? No, dude, no. Because I know what you're trying to do. No. Hold on. Sit. Sit. E-collar, dude. All you have to do is beep it. They feel that zap once or twice, and that's it. They know what it is. Okay, go. All right, if you get taken by a wolf, you know they let wolves out here. They released them out here. They like fucking pit bulls that aren't fighting pit bulls. They love y'all. You say y'all taste just like chicken. They let wolves go in Summit County, guys. So when you go hiking and your dog ends up missing, I'm just like, I'm gonna be pissed if I go hiking and I lose one of my girls because they became a meal for a wolf pack. I voted no on that. All these other motherfuckers are like, yeah, let the wolves go. Free the wolves. People actually voted that in. Like, you know why we eradicated the wolves, right? Because they killed shit all the time. You know, but now that we're trying to live and let live now, except the Native Americans, we won't give them back their shit. But wolves, we'll let the wolves go. And then when you lose your doggy on that hike, and that happened quite a few times this winter, you saw the animal rescue trucks, right? Because they actually devote money to animal rescue. Kept my babies, they're fine. Trust me, we'd hear a whole lot of barking. They're just out there smelling shit. Reaper Blood 69. Reaper Blood 69. Are you a gang member? Or are you a cop? Don't you lie to me. That's how we call them that. See if it works. Let's see if it works. E-collar. Let's see if it worked. Where were you? There's some guy named Reaper Blood 69. He thinks you're fucking in danger. Fatty. You smell like chicken. Is that what you want to be? You want to be chicken? Huh? You want to be chicken? Fatty? No. Go out there and get your little run on, dude. Let some of that energy out. We stay in the car, so times like these are valuable. We got to let them get exercise, you know? In the summertime, we'll wake up about this time and we'll just go walking, dude. When it's safer for dad to walk without falling on ice and shit. And we'll do streams, guys. We'll wake up at 1, 2 in the morning and we'll just go on a fucking walk in the woods at night. That's what we do. And I made the very crucial mistake of going to visit Denver. Bunch of fucking pussies, man. Oh my God, you left your dog in the car? Why didn't you just leave your dog at home? Wait, but the car is our home. You gotta do better. What? Oh my God, better? Like, what do you mean better? Huh? See? So you think you're better than me because you pay rent and you pay a mortgage and you pay insurance on that mortgage and you pay all the utility bills. You think you're better than me? I think you're more slave-like than me. And give yourself time. You'll plead guilty to something sooner or later. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Whew, man. You know what I do want to do? I'll take some aspirin. Got a little headache. So they locked up Chili DeCastro for filming a cop. Some wanted to know how I felt about that because she knows I like delete laws. I like him. I do like him. Because you got to be the crazy motherfucker to run up on a cop and just start recording him and then calling him a pig. And because look what happened. He should have known that was going to happen. Eventually, that's going to happen. What he was doing was he had too much faith in the judicial system. That's where he went wrong. He put faith in the judges. He put faith in them. By thinking that, oh, they're going to follow the law. You know? They'll know about, they were fucking saying in that guy's trial, because I watched it, they were saying that him quoting superior court references, like superior case courts that overruled these kinds of things, they were saying those things weren't relevant. The judge, relevance, irrelevant. That's where you got to know all the ins and the outs. You got to be like, look, he should have known that from his studies. When they made Terry versus Ohio, when they made that ruling, he should have known that the judges don't have your back, dude. For the most part, they're going to, there are a few, but for the most part, you got to always go to the way, way top. And even then, they're going to be like, no. I don't know what it is, man. It's just people put on a uniform and people just, it's a program, dude. It's a program. You put on that uniform and you're like, man. Hi. Hey, stop. You're going to cut my dog, dude. I'm telling them both that. You're going to cut my dog? I'm telling that to both of them. Don't cut my fucking dog. When I tell them don't cut my dog, I'm telling them both that. I'm telling Lily don't cut my dog. I'm telling Tita don't cut my dog. They play pretty rough. Well, at least it sounds that way. It sounds like very violente. Man, how long has it been since I've done a live stream, right? I think it was my pickleball? I mean, that kind of probably sucked because you guys couldn't probably really see it. Nicholas Gonzalez, I don't know who that is. Some people said I look like Pedro Pascal. Some people say I look like Teddy Reynosa. Some people say I look like T.G. Serenel. Hey, stop. Are you done? I remember my first live stream, I was giving the girls corn chips. Catching hell. That's too salty. Well, here we are now, almost a year now. Still alive. He thought you're still alive, T. He thought you're still alive, fatty girl. And you look like a fatty girl. They said to keep you safe. And she goes back and looks out the window. She's watching my back. Do better? I think this is fucking great, though. Not the whole going to court part, but definitely just being right here, right now, chilling with all of you. Uh-oh, Reaper Blood 69 is talking like he's some type of agent with training. Are you an agent with some type of training in reconnaissance and shit and killing people? Huh? You know, for all my wrongs, that's one thing I can say I've never done, like most of us. Hey, who's Nicholas Gonzalez? Just being a brother. That's fun. I appreciate that, my friend. Let's look up Nicholas Gonzalez. I'm fucking gone. No, dude. This guy looks like not like me. He's way more good looking than I am. Nicholas Gonzalez, guys, for those of you who are in the non-knowing area like myself. So they said that I can buy the evidence that's being used against me now. right? I can buy it. And I guarantee you, I'm going to have to request for it in writing. If I'm paying somebody some money to fucking have access to evidence that they're using against me, which, what if I didn't have money? Like, dude, it's such a way to fuck over people. It's disgusting, man. You know? The lady in charge of my case, the prosecuting attorney, the city attorney, she's like, why do you feel like your case should be dismissed? Right? Like, and she was there with her pen. She wanted to write down the points I was going to make. I was like, well, just go and look and see, jurisdictional reasons, especially as far as I didn't even say that they are licensed. That's one of the points, right? Because it's a case. Not having a dog license for your dog. So, not having a dog license for your dog, do you have to be a resident of Denver to get the Denver license? For how long of a resident? Jurisdictional. We won't even go in. We'll just stop right there on those merits. Because I don't want to. These are things that I'm going to put in my motion for dismissal. These are things that I've been looking up and I've been writing them down, and I'm not going to put them on camera, but I've been writing them down and taking notes because I'm going to get this ready because I got to file it. And but first I need to wait on the evidence, right? Because I want to make it thorough. I want to be thorough. We won't get into the dogs are actually licensed, but they're licensed for Summit County. I have to document how she was being malicious. Here's a ticket for not giving me your ID. Here's your ID back. See what I'm saying? These motherfuckers, what they'll do. If you don't if you question their authority, right? I never said I wasn't going to give it to her. I just said I want to see what you're talking about before I do give this to you. Other than that, I'm not giving it to you. Show me which ordinance I'm breaking by living this way. Okay? Show me what ordinance, because I'm living like this. Show me the ordinance, right? Because obviously it's illegal to own things and live in your car, right? You can't live in your car and own things in the United States. Because remember, I know we all have heart attachments to the dog, and there's people that call them babies, even though they're just dogs. And they're deemed as property in the eyes of the law. Is your baby, your flesh blood baby, is that deemed your property? No, it's not. It's deemed another human being that you're in charge of taking care of until it gets bigger, to where it can take care of itself. And you got to show it how to navigate on the planet, right? That's your responsibility. You got to show the child how to navigate on the planet. That's why it's different than a dog. Even though the dog makes us release oxytocin or some shit. I don't think it is oxytocin. They make us release this. So we muddle the line of property and loved one. Go, oh no, that's my family. And I get it, because I feel the same way. But if you take a step back and you actually look at the reality of it, the reality of it is they are property, and there's certain things that you can do with your dog that you can't do with a human legally. Don't go fucking crazy with that one, guys. Weirdos. Henry commented, stop being such a prick to cops and maybe they'll stop. See, look. So because cops have the authority to, stop being such a prick to cops and maybe they'll stop being pricks to us, says Henry. You see how people think? This is 6 minutes ago. Y'all been here with me the whole 6 minutes. You know I wasn't the one to do it. Right there. That's the mentality people have. Suck their dick and they won't fucking kill you. You gotta understand the type of personality that is already in the uniform, my friends. And no matter how nice you are to them, they're still gonna charge you money or possibly take you to jail. Who knows Cain Velasquez? Cain Velasquez was a UFC championship. He was a UFC champion at one point in time in his life. He's in jail right now because he killed somebody that touched his child. He didn't wait for no fucking cops. He didn't even wait for the judge and the jury to give that guy only so much time. That motherfucker paid the ultimate price for a thing that is very valuable. Stop. Stop. But this is the shit, man. Stop being such a prick, guys. I don't even respond to people like that. And maybe they'll stop being pricks to us. Do you guys believe that? Do you believe that if you're not, because I know the majority, we were just talking about this, the majority of people don't have it in them to be a prick to a cop. Their first thing is to, oh, yes, sir, right away. Let me get out of your way. Yes, sir. The average normal motherfucker would have ran back to their car and jumped in it and moved it out of the courtesy cop parking spot. That's what that was about. A cop parking spot, a little short, because I like to park in there every now and then. You know, and a cop said, hey, can you move your car to a regular parking spot? Wait, what? Wait, so your feelings got hurt that I'm in that? Because it's not a law. It's not a handicap spot. It's just a courtesy spot. It's not passed by legislation or even by the city for that matter. What the fuck are you crying about? Because that's your parking spot? What a fucking crybaby, man. And people take up for that, dude. People take up for that fact that I parked in that parking spot and they felt like, hey, who the fuck do you think you are, David? That's not for you. That's for the boys in blue. Wait, but I pay their salary, man. They can fucking walk a little bit. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody knows they don't park there any goddamn way. They park right up against the fucking building. Get the fuck out of here, man. Any of you motherfuckers that felt like that was wrong, that I parked in a fucking police parking spot, those motherfuckers, come on, guys. They park wherever they want to. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. The only people that take up for that kind of shit, they either living off of a police paycheck or they are a police. Remember what the word police means. It's a Latin word and it means policy enforcer. They don't care about you. They don't care about your rights. They don't care about your kid if it gets snatched. They don't care about none of that shit. They do it to generate money and control. Because it's going to be up to you eventually to protect yourself and make sure that your shit is safe. It's going to be up to you. No one else. No one else is going to be like, yo, call me before you get on the bus. Get on the bus. You know, you're talking to your kid. Steps that you need to take to ensure your safety. Okay, cock the hammer back. Aim down that sight all the way to the tip of the barrel. Aim that up with your target. All right, now squeeze the trigger. Very good. Felt that? Okay, do it again. Okay, and you're trying to hit center mass. All right, baby girl. You want to hit the center mass of that target. Okay, 2 more times. Go rapidly though. Boom, boom. Okay, do that. That's up to you to show your kids. You know, showing your kids techniques to be aware of their surroundings. Or to protect your home. What? And then my music stopped. Just like it's going to be up to me to follow this motion. We got to follow motion. And we got to pay for it all. It costs. You know it costs to follow motion? So what exactly do our tax dollars do anyways? Is there any way for us to get an itemized bill and receipt of tax dollars going in and how they're dispersed amongst the government? Or is it too complex? You're not getting any corn chips. You already had a couple. Big Zo. Mike Big Zo. One moment, Mike. I must go see your face if you have one. Oh, look, the very person we were talking about.
180 days in jail last month for obstructing a police officer and resisting arrest.
I think he really is contrite for what he's done.
So he's going to apologize to you in a minute, but that's not what he's saying in his phone call from the jail. So your motion is denied. Thank you.
You see that? That's why you don't fucking apologize once they fucking give you, because they don't give a fuck.
Excuse me? Jose de Castro was sentenced to 180 days in jail last month for obstructing a police officer and resisting arrest.
I think he really is contrite for what he's done.
So he's going to apologize to you in a minute, but that's not what he's saying in his phone call from the jail. So your motion is denied. Thank you.
So she's been listening to that man's phone calls from jail. People be like, oh, that's stupid. Why don't you look at how that lady is listening to his phone call. She's watching his channel, wanting the reaction. She's a fucking troll in a robe. Why don't you look at that? Not the fact that he's being a dumbass by talking shit when he knows that his appeal got to go to the same fucking judge. Of course he's fucking being stupid. If he really wants to get out of there. Or he's exposing it all for what it truly is. They're fucking us. And if you say anything bad, we're going to put you in jail. And if you continue to say bad stuff, we're going to keep you there for talking. Get the fuck out of here, man. I don't like him because man, you got to see what this motherfucker's doing and what he's going through. And he's exposing that shit. He's exposing that broad, man. For a fucking power-hungry person in a fucking robe. And if you say anything negative, if you talk negatively and hurt my feelings, I'm going to put you in jail and keep you in jail. And you don't think you still want to look at how he acts. You still want to look at, look how he called that cop a pig. And I look at that as being fucking stupid brave. How many of you people would, and he has the right of freedom of speech. So he can call the cop a pig. It's the First Amendment. Is it? And now you know why they say, but it's not smart to do it in front of the judge, because look what happened. She punished him for using his First Amendment right there. And people look at how he acts. Not the fact that these motherfuckers will lock you up for talking negatively or recording them. He recorded them, so they turned it into obstruction, even though the guy was already done with writing the ticket. We're going to lock you up for obstructing me. Because, I couldn't write my ticket and watch the guy that was recording me. So I can't chew bubblegum and fucking walk at the same time. And nobody can see through that shit. You're going to still pretend like you don't. Mike Bigzo. Are you a lawyer, Mike? I looked you up. I couldn't find you. eCase View is free. Really? How do we do these things? Mike Bigzo. eCase View. Let's look that up. Mike Bigzo says eCase. So we're going to go to the eCase. eCase. Hopefully that's correct. Company code, username, password, forgot password, change password. eCase information, South Carolina workers' compensation, blah, blah, blah. I have eCaseNotes.com. I don't know what that is. Is that the same thing, Mikey? eCase View. eCase View. Yeah. So these are all like public records and shit. I don't think the evidence is public record yet. I don't know. Let's check it out. It's just telling me dockets here for Denver, bud. They want money. They want money, Mike. Maybe after it's all said and done, I can get it for free. But as of right now, Mike, they want fucking money, bro. So that I could see the report of the police officer. Who we gonna call when it's time to ride? It's very, very dead right now. I think it's great. They want money, Mikey. Can I call you Mikey? Is that okay? Or is it Michael? The lights go out and motherfuckers drops off. Let's see here. I love you, son. Where's my location? Couch dog. I am 145 degrees south by 178 degrees west. 1.00121. Over. Who we gonna call when it's time to ride? We're gonna call Mike. In case view is free. Not in Denver. Yeah, you can't get the Mike. You can't get the the evidence. You can get the case and what it is, but you can't get the evidence of the case, brother. They hold that hostage. They're holding it hostage for me. You know? Oh. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing, fat? Give me this. You don't need this no more. You know, they gave me a plea deal for my case. Thank you, Mike. Hey, man, why do you do that? Stop. No, I don't want no more love now. She jabbed me right in my nose with her teeth. She likes to grab me. She wants me to go back there and lay down with her. She's very pushy. They gave me a plea deal. They said, plead guilty to this. Do this and this and this for a year. I was like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm not pleading to neglect. I don't neglect those fucking dogs. I mean, I know what neglect looks like. I've seen it growing up. Hell no. We stays in the car. Nigga gotta leave the car with the girls inside every now and then. It got to be done because that's how we doing it. You gotta just believe in me that I'm not gonna kill them. And now it's been 2 seasons going on our second summer season together. Our second summer season. This was our second winter solstice that we spent together. Now we're going to go on our summer one together again. And we're going to see if they survive it. They survived last year's. No sicknesses, no, none of that. There is none of that. There is no sicknesses. So, we're going to try it again and see if it works again. Because it already worked once. So we're going to do the experiment of life, a life experiment, to see if living in the car with the 2 dogs is you can do it. If you can sustain yourself and the 2 animals. And do I feel like sometimes, I want to rehome them? Of course, any human is going to naturally, if you're going to be objective about yourself, you got to naturally go, am I doing the right thing? Am I because I don't want nothing bad to happen to the dogs. So am I doing, and what we've learned as we go through this is naturally, yes, they have to go out there and have to run around. You know, the wintertime it gets the craziest because they can't run around as long as we do in the summertime. But, you know, summertime's coming up. You guys are going to see. We'll probably even run out of battery going out there. Spend a day out there hiking. Because, you know, we live on the planet. We don't have a home to go to. So we could park there for a day and just like we do with pickleball. And I found that you give them that kind of exercise, and most importantly, you love them and not be aggressive. I love this tool right here, the e-collar. You don't have to be aggressive at all. You leave one of them on, don't put it on them because they react to the beep, right? They know what this is. They know the beep of this. So they settle themselves from beeping this thing. And you don't have to, like with that, I don't even raise my voice. I barely even have to. They know what they're doing when I hit it. They'll let something go, or they'll give something back to me, or they'll go correct themselves back there. It's a language. The thing is totally a fucking language, and we speak it together. So love the puppies. Right? Like when she came up to me, I wasn't like, get away from me. I didn't do all that. I grabbed her. I pulled her in because that's what she wanted. Pulled her in. We rubbed heads. And then she grabbed me by my nose telling me, hey, it's time to get in the back, Dad. This is bullshit. You woke up and you started doing it live and I'm ready to go to sleep. That one right there. She's passed out. She's waiting for me. She's pounding. She's not asleep yet. She's waiting for me to go to sleep. She's waiting for me to go back there. This is why I always say I can't get rid of them, dude. You know how long it took for me to get her to open up like that? Now she's like, she's the one that lets me know when she's displeased by grabbing me or talking to me, you know, and being that she's able to talk to me like that and then show her frustrations to me, you know, that's hard for a dog to be able to do that with somebody. And she does that with me. Dogs like that communicate like that, and they're not allowed or able to communicate like that, where they're showy and they talk, they're scared to communicate like that. Dude, they turn into bad dogs. They turn into aggressive dogs, bro. She used to be, when I first got her, she used to be like if you could meet her and she'd be, you know, sniffing and she'd be looking right at you. And then if you looked at her in her face, she would freak out. She would start growling and doing the whole, you look at her in her eyes, she'd get aggressive. She's not like that anymore. My baby girl. And I'm sure I have live streams of where I talked about that. How she would, you know, we're getting it to where they're, and this is how I know it takes so much time, but we're getting it to where, because something happened the other day, and I'm not talking about the guy that didn't have his dog on a leash, right? We both, my homeboy, Boricua, we call him that. I'll call him that. I won't say his name. He lives in his truck as well, and he has a husky. And to let his dog run, he'll drive up and down that entry road, that trailhead entry road, because it's not a real road. It's just a trailhead entry road, you know. So it's like a dirt road, has potholes and shit in it. So he'll drive up and down that road with his dog running next to his truck to get his dog exercise before he goes to work. And because Nova doesn't have, his dog doesn't have another dog to where they can go run and play. It's just her. So she, and I guess he's not gonna get out in the snow and run with her. So he drives and they run that way. Well, I was there too. The girls had their collar on. I didn't hear him driving up, and they ran up to Nova, and it wasn't a fight. There was no fight. They all just kind of sniffed. I ran over there. I hit the beep. They looked at me, and then they looked back at Nova, and they started smelling. Boricua got kind of nervous, so he was like, "Nova, get in the car." I was like, "No, man, look, they're playing, dude. We should let our dogs play together, bro. I'm trying to get them to where they're," and I told him, I was like, "I'm trying to get them to where they're good with other dogs for the most part, to where they know that, hey, you're safe. Nothing's gonna happen to you guys." And it's taken this long. I'm going into my second summer solstice with them, so it's taken this long for them to start being cool with other dogs and other people and shit, and not fucking freaking out. Now, at night, somebody hooded up and shit like that come walking close to the truck, they react, but you walk up to them, they can see your face, and you try to meet them, they're good now. Before they weren't good. Now they're like fucking awesome with people, and that's just, I think that's awesome, because that's what can get them in the most trouble, is if they do something to some person. Dog fighting with another dog, for the most part, people don't even trip on that shit. Especially because you can just, for the most part, when your dog fights with another dog, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go 10 times out of 10, the owners are right there and they can break it up. Unless it's, a pit bull that got a hold of a little bitty, I've seen those videos. God, those are disturbing. And, but you got to be a responsible owner, man. You got to be right there. You got to make sure, you know your dog. Like, I know my girls. I knew them, and they weren't good to walk in like a setting like that. When I first got them, they weren't good to. So what do? We out here first, where there's a lot of space, a lot of people, spaced out, people that are spaced out, not spaced out, but we have room up here in these mountains. It's not like a city, and you get them slowly accumulated that way. Then you could take them down there. Once you know that they don't really bite like that, right? You get to know them, and I know that Tita and Little, they don't really bite like that. Will they bite? Yes. Do they just grab with their mouth off the grip? No. I'm able to recognize these signs. And, I knew that they weren't ready for that kind of a walk. And then eventually it got to where they were ready for that kind of a walk. And then we start walking in the cities, start walking in downtown, start walking through downtown with them. Because I knew that they were good and started to feel safe enough to where they were okay. Little still gets a little freaked out sometimes. So, she's kind of got the anxiety. But then as she walks a couple and we talk, it's a quicker, oh, okay, yeah, I'm good. But Little, she don't trust people. I don't know what happened to her as a baby. And that's why I tell myself, no, Dave, you can't give those poor puppies up. Because what if somebody separates them? Or what if they rip up somebody's nice shoes and they put them in the pound? And because they're so embarrassed, they don't call you, Dave. They're so embarrassed, they don't go, yo, dude, I can't take care of these dogs. Please come get them. They just take them to a pound. No, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to maintain. I have to just be responsible and make sure that they are good. Just have to make sure that they're good, that's all. That's why we live in the mountains. I don't even want to tell you what the summers be like up here. Awesome. I almost want to keep it a secret because I don't want to see any of you people come up here, man. I'm tired of seeing people come up here because they see that we have 80-degree summers and shit. You know, we got nice weather up here. It's nice enough to where if you work at a place and your car is shaded, it's going to keep your vehicle cool. It's going to keep it cool. It'll be cool, bro. You know. And then, you know, making sure you water them. But, you know, we're accumulated to this shit. That's why I'm just like, damn. People feel fucking certain kind of way. How hot was it in the car? This, and that. You know how you condition things to be a certain way, right? Like fighters, they condition themselves to fight. You know, they punch things. They let things punch them. Olympic athletes, same shit. The grueling grind of training to condition yourself to be at a certain level here on the planet. I feel it's the same way with my living condition. Me and my girls, we've fallen asleep in the car and woken up. I've woken up and sweaty. And the girls, you know, are there sleeping. Their mouths are open while they're sleeping because that's how they cool themselves, right? But they're still sleeping. And everybody's comfortable. Even though it's warm. And the majority of people, if you sweat while you sleep, that's not, you know, people think that that's wrong. And I don't think that that's wrong. You know, so we're conditioned to be a little warm or live in a warmer setting. I know that I don't put my dogs in danger, so it's fucked up. But, you know, this is our little hurdle that we gotta, and I'm not gonna give up on this situation. I'm not gonna go, fuck, man. I'm just gonna give them up. You know, I already got in trouble for having them. You know, I want to go do this. I want to be able to go do this and do it for hours at a time and not have to worry about nothing. You know, I could have did that. But I'm not finna do them like that. So that should, you know, I don't mean to like toot my own horn or anything, but that should show you what kind of motherfucker I am, man. I'm not gonna sell them out. Some people are like, oh, but it would be better. How do you know? You don't know that. Nobody can see the fucking future, dude. What if they don't react well to being rehomed? What if it fucks their little mind up? What if someone can't rehome both of them at the same time in the same place for the amount of years that it's going to take until they die, right? Because it's going to take years. What if somebody can't do that? Nobody knows the future. All I know is that we have a format that we're following, and we're going on our second summer solstice of this format, and it's working, guys. Besides the fucking Karen getting mad and calling the fucking animal catastrophe on me. You know, the Karen got mad about how Dave's living situation is, so she called the police on Dave. Now Dave got to go to court. Did she ever once say, hey, let me get his number to make sure those dogs are all right? No, she didn't. She just wanted to call the fucking cops and point at someone that's in a worse off position than she is. There he is. Get him. Making those poor doggies be warm. What kind of fucking person are you? Don't you know it's warm in that car? Yeah, I know it's warm in that fucking car. I know it's also doable and bearable. And I also know that I'm about to move it into a shadier spot. That car was underneath shade all the way up until this time. Now that the sun has moved, obviously has changed the shade position. So now I will move my car into a shadier position. Thank you for noticing. Hell no. Motherfuckers are like, they don't see all the trees lined up. You see the trees lined up? So I'll move it into a shadier spot. I water them. I come walk them. It's our day at the park. Yes, of course we were there for hours. Were they in the car for hours, though? That's the question. That's where you believe. That's another reason why I do the live stream, so that people could see how I move. And see that, yes, we fucking... What, dude? Gotta get out and get some fresh air. Where are you going? Lily, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on, Zach. Lily, come on, babe. What's up? Come on. Up. Well, it's good, man. Because I know we haven't talked in a while. Me and the cosmos. All of you people. Thanks for the comments and the likes. We got 2 fucking likes. Hell yeah. Hey, listen, man. I don't ask for much, man. Actually, I don't ask for you guys to do that shit. So when I see it, say, man, I appreciate that. When I see it, I appreciate it. You hear me? Yeah, man. I'm gonna maintain. You know, you gotta maintain. Let's look up that word, David. Because case view ain't fucking working for Dave. Cause or enable a condition or state of affairs, right? A condition or a state of affairs to continue. This state. 2 dogs and a guy in a car, right? That's the start of a joke, guys. There's 2 dogs and a guy in a car. You're fucking retarded, Dave. Yes, I know, but that's okay. Provide with necessities for life or existence. Maintain, guys. We're going to maintain. You feel me? And we're going to continue doing these live streams, and it's going to be a years in type deal. Why? Because you guys have to see that the girls are still with Dave. Dave, why do you spend so much time in that car? Because we got to dig a septic, bro. And we got to put down a driveway, right? We already got the property. We already did the first step in obtaining the property, which, by the way, you still got to pay taxes on, even though it's yours, supposedly. You still got to pay the state a percentage of the value. Bastards. That's why they have values on it. And they'll come around, an assessor, like an assessor came to my shit, and they valued it. They evaluated it 3 different times. And it's gone up in value every time. Which means what, Dave? I have to pay more tax. Because it's a percentage of the value. And that's without the septic and without the drive. And yes, there will be a septic and a drive, and I know you guys are going to be coming on the journey. It's a long journey for this one. Right? Because we're moving at a snail's pace, Dave. We're moving at a snail's pace. This summer, I asked somebody if I could use their shit so we could dig a hole for it. Right? So that means I got to dig this hole and do it correctly. So that way it can be... I fucking love you. That way it can be certified or given a permit to stay in place. And then you know what that's going to do? It's going to cause me to pay more fucking taxes. How can you not laugh at that? It's going to cause more tax, babe. My puppy. How's my puppy? She's my Lily. That's Daddy Lily puppy. Yeah. And all you want to do is be a doggy. All you want to do is be a pup. She has very sharp teeth because they're made for eating meat. Right? Let me see real quick. I want to show them. Hold on, babe. You know, your dog has to trust you to let you do that and love you. Let you grab it by its face like that and open its mouth like that. Did you guys know that? A lot of people take that shit for granted because your dog loves you and trusts you. But if your dog doesn't love you or trust you, it's not going to let you grab their face like that or do that. How do I know? Because when I first got her, she didn't trust me like that. So she'd yank her head out of my hands. I would try to grab her to look at her teeth and look at her and all that shit. She would yank her shit right out of my shit. She would be like, get the fuck away from me. I don't fucking know you like that, dude. And she wouldn't even sleep with me. She would lay like by my feet in this, like when we'd lay in this setting, she wouldn't lay like with me. She would lay at my feet in a little tight ball. And then as time went on and she saw that, hey, this motherfucker's he's not going to fuck us up. And he gives us chicken. Whew. Then she started sleeping high. She started getting closer and closer towards my head. Right? And now she's on the body. Now she likes to lay on top of me. Right up under me. Right next to my face. That's why I cannot plead guilty to any of their charges, because I have to continue. That means that I'm living in a guilty state. I'm living in a like it's nonstop crime that I'm committing by being this way. That's why I cannot plead guilty to it. That's why I cannot settle and take the plea bargain. You know what I'm saying? Because that means whenever I have to leave the girls in the car to shower or to work, that means I'm committing a crime. I can't. That's why I can't. And then some people that's why it would lead me to go, well, do I just let them go then? Do I just let them go? And that means we would allow the courts to dictate how to move around on the planet. Aside from stealing, killing, pillaging, and all that other stuff. You know. Remember, these are just ordinances, these are little mechanisms that they put in place because they want their society to react and act a certain way. The society that they set up, the Denver Society. So. Oh, baby. You my puppy? Huh? You wanna come here? Huh? You wanna come here? Come here then. Come here, loafer. Come here, baby.
Tita, hi, baby. Come here, mama. Come here, my tita. Come here, my tita. On my tita. Come here, baby. Hi, babe. Hi, babe. What's Dookie, mama? He's the puppy. Yeah, you are. You're just a puppy, babe. Who did it? Huh? They say, Dad, you did it. You did it. You did it. With the puppy. You left the puppy.
You're my baby. Now, for real. We left the puppies. Every now and then we have to. Because you're not allowed in the recreation center. Wild dog. You're a wild doggy. God, I fucking love it.
But I fucking love the wild pup. Yeah, she's just a puppy.
And they didn't do it to anyone, guys. They didn't mean to be a dog. Jeff, don't be upset, Jeff. You commented 23 minutes ago, which means welcome. Which one did he go watch? Parking Wars. What a great cop. Look at all the propaganda comments. Laugh my ass off. You got it, Jeff. It's just there for an interaction, Jeff. You don't have to really get upset or let it bother you. Nobody was hurt in the making of that short video. Only feelings. Only people's feelings got a little hurt. But other than that, you know, it's cool, man. You know, nobody really suffered anything. That's what I want you guys to really take into consideration. Nothing was lost. Maybe you got sad that somebody parked in your spot, but nothing was lost. You know? Girls, they're gonna fucking think you're fighting and they're gonna call the fucking cops again on us, dude. You think it's a game, man. I'm telling you, they hear you do that and they don't know that you guys are fucking around. They think you're in some kind of fucking distress, bro. For real. I'm serious. Yeah, you telling me don't worry is not gonna help the situation, though. Yeah, that's not gonna help. You guys need to relax. You do. Youngster. You need to relax. You hear me? Do you hear me? Stop, man. No. That's a lot of saliva. Her telling me to relax isn't going to help the situation, though, guys. That's all I'm saying. Her telling me that everything's going to be okay, Dad, don't worry about it. That's not going to help. What we need you guys to do is stop acting like that. Please. That's what we need you to do, Tita. People say that that's not ventilation. Those holes and shit, how it is, they feel that that's not enough ventilation. I get that a lot. Those holes and that type of spacing that is created back there, it's not enough. Chill out, baby. That's your reflection. Lay down. Hello, everyone, and we thank you for stopping in and giving me a moment of your time, so that way that you can know that you're okay. You're all right, man. Everything's gonna be all right. You're okay. Don't be sad. Still no word on Big Mike Bigzo. We can't find it. There's a lot of rap videos and shit, rap artists that are coming up, Mike Bigzo. For real. Okay. Let's leave out of this one. What are you talking about, babe? What are you fucking talking about, you fucking gorgeous dog? Does anybody else take care of animals that can't speak English? Hui. Nah, for real. So tomorrow we're gonna see what it's all about. Might do another one like this, and then I'll do another one like this while we're looking up. Well, no, because I'm looking it up on that. Well, I can look it up on that device. That's fine. We'll look it up on that device. Oh, look at it! It's the police. A bunch of them. Parked how they want to be parked. One was almost on the middle of the street. And no, I'm not going to grab my phone and show them because I might try to say I didn't have both hands on the wheel or some shit. He grabbed his phone. Write his ass a ticket. The Dillon and the Silbythorn police. Give me your love. Give me your fucking love, dog. You hear me? Doggy. Give me your fucking love, doggy. My puppy. My puppy. We're lost in the road. She said, if I get another call about you and your dogs in this car, I'm going to impound them, she said. The lady said that. It's in the videos, guys. Of the lady getting upset saying, if I see you with these dogs in your car, never mind that it's completely legal, we're going to construe it to where it's slightly warm, and yeah, you need to be punished for slightly warming yourself. It's not just the dogs, guys. It's Dave as well. Dave, too, lives in the car with the dogs, folks. You know? Come on. Come on, man. Shout out to the motherfucking Joe Biden. Come on, man. He loves to do the come on, man. Oh, shit. We're lost in the road. We're lost in the roads. I'm going to take the rest of the night off, guys. I'm going to lock the doors. We're going to go 220. We'll go 220. We'll go 220 and call it good. The chat has stopped. We'll go 220 and call it good. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.